Hello. I have a feeling Micheline, New York gal, one of you probably, both of you probably just gave me the thumbs up and said hi. But if you come back and watch it again, hello. It actually does say two people are in here, so that's cool. I don't, didn't. Ruby, hello. Glad to see you. I don't know what. There's something. I don't know if it's because I'm in the chat part. What that line over the XA. Oh, that's probably your. I don't know what that is. But anyhow, hi, Ruby. It's good to see you. Did you put some kind of emoji or something before the hello, Dan? I'm just trying to figure out what that is. Because sometimes the things that appear on the chat when you're looking at it is different. American Tours, hello, how are you? So happy you could get in here. Question for you. I know you've done videos like a Duluth and that. Do you actually live in that area? Because next year I plan on getting out there. Adjust the membership logo. Okay. I just, as I said, I could not figure out what that was. So, um, anyhow, American Tours. Now, granted, it won't be until like next summer because they don't do that area in the cooler stuff. Hello, Sunny Side Up. Thank you for coming in. Yes, it is. I know. I need to get over and watch some of your videos. Well, I went away on vacation, so I wasn't on. Okay, so I'll have to keep in touch. I've been okay, and I guess I should talk about. Well, I went on vacation at the beginning of the month, which was good, but I wasn't on YouTube much. So, uh, and then this past Monday, I had what's called a nerve ablation in the right side of my neck, and Monday, I my son drove me home. I got in here and I went to sleep. The I can handle anesthesia. I wake up okay. I I'll get back to that trip, American Tours, but I sleep most of the day when I'm on hee haw. Um, oh, I got to get out there and Vaseline my shepherd's hooks. The squirrels are getting up it. The rain washed it all away. And anyhow, the ablation, they actually put me under. And as I said, I'll wake up in the hospital, everything's okay, but then I get home and I sleep. I'm done. And then once the anesthesia wore off, I was hurting. So I really this week I have not been on YouTube all that much because Monday and Tuesday were, as I said, recovering. And hello, Timmy does everything. How are you? Good to see you in here. Thank you, Nosy B. I appreciate it. I got this on vacation, so I figured since a lot of this I will be. Um, well, it's always good to get home. Uh, I figured it would be good to wear since I'm going to talk about the vacation. anyhow, so then Wednesday, I felt better, so I went out and I did some filming because I'm trying to have enough. I'm trying to have more travel videos now that the weather is kind of getting nicer, though it was down like 30 degrees, 33 degrees again today. Thank you, Timmy. I appreciate it. Um, so there'll be another video. As I said, I'm trying to have more travel videos than the taste tests, the food bank calls. Of course, with the food bank this month, I just got there today, and it's like almost the end of the month. But like the Tuesday I usually go, the wind was blowing so bad that I couldn't go out because unfortunately I will the wind, if it's bad, can blow me over and I fall. So I just stay in on the really windy days. I'm not gonna. I don't want to end up in the hospital. Now, granted, I was in the hospital for the nerve ablation, but that was, outpatient. So, and then yesterday I was on as much as I could be. I had to go and see a person in the Salvation Army because fortunately they're helping me out. I got a shut off for my gas notice and they were able to pay for that for me. So I'll be good with my gas for a while. And right now I still need the heat, unfortunately. I went down south. It hit 90 degrees the one day in the beginning of March. And I'm like, wow. Well, thank you, Sunny Side Up. I appreciate it. Anytime you can give me, I really appreciate. Um, and it's good to see you. And I tell you what, Sunny Side Up, Rushing Wind Mountain both have some of the most awesome, relaxing videos. Sunny Side Up more is, I'm pretty sure that's the ocean. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you got the ocean going. Rushing Wind Mountain does a lot of the mountains, the deer, awesome, awesome people. And they help me relax. I try to leave messages on both of yours. I will admit, sometimes I watch them, I fall asleep, the computer turns off, and I forget that I didn't comment or that. So I apologize because I know comments always help. But as I said, if I fall asleep, a lot of times the computer shuts off on me. Hi, Tammy. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. So that yesterday, that's what happened. And I was on as much as I could be today, too. So I have so many things I need to get done and do. But anyhow, I'm trying to get around to everybody as much as possible. If you're still in here, American Tours, next year, well, I want to get to Mount Rushmore. However, I'm going to probably spend at least 3 days, maybe 4 in Duluth. Thank you so much for coming in, Sunny Side Up. You have a great day now. Well, actually, I think you're in Florida, so have a great evening. I know it's 6 down there too. Right, I know, Timmy, that you're from Tuber Chat and Scratch and Pete and Michael's Adventures. I see you around, Timmy. Um, so I appreciate you coming in. So there goes the brain again. Hey, Ray, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Oh, you're in North Carolina. Okay. Actually, part of my vacation was in North Carolina, but the western side more than by the coast. I don't know why I thought you were in Florida, though it's still North Carolina. It's the same time. I'm doing good tonight, Carol. Thank you. And since Carol's in here and she can back me up with this, one of the things I was going to talk about from my vacation. Yeah, your pleasure. Thank you so much for coming in. Angela's Critters, hello. Glad to have you. It's good to see you. Angela was one of the people I saw on my vacation in North Carolina. That was Charlotte. So as I said, I was west of where you are, sunny side up. So anyhow, Carol can back me up on this. One of the things, and I wrote notes again, but one of the things I was going to talk about, and a lot of you probably won't be that surprised at this, but Carol's daughter has a cat. And well, thank you, Angela. I don't feel all that young sometimes. And their cat, her daughter's cat, apparently doesn't really like people. Steph, how are you? Glad to see you. But this cat, thank you. I bought this on vacation, so I figured since I'm talking about the vacation, it would be good to wear today. Jenny D, I hope you are feeling better. Thank you so much for coming in. Her cat, they were like, her daughter came out of the room. No biggie, Steph. No biggie at all. I appreciate whatever time people can get in. I'm glad to hear you're getting better. I've been praying for you, Jenny. But this cat, as I said, doesn't. And she just ran to me, and I was petting the cat. And her daughter comes out, and she goes, "She's letting you pet her." And I was like, "No, I have not. I've been wondering how she's doing, Jeff. I saw the short that she was in the hospital, but I have no idea what's going on with her. I've been thinking about trying to send an email or something because she hasn't posted anything updating us. So, yeah, I'm petting the cat, and she's like all shocked. She's like, she doesn't like people. And I was like, oh, I don't know what to tell you, but animals just gravitate to me. Yeah, me either, Jeff. So, but as I said, some of you who know me won't be surprised at the cat taken to me. Animals and I just have this bond. Hala, thank you so much for coming in. Another channel I need to get over to. So, but I was like, as I said, I have a lot of animals that just surprise people who tell me they don't like people when they come to me. Maybe Captain Jack. I know Ray's not on Tuber Chat. Chef Sketty, hello. How are you? It is so good to see you. I hope you are well. Hope things are going okay. Appreciate you popping in here. Chef is one of the reasons that I'm still going on here. So I actually was, when she got the community post, one of the first people, or actually I think the first person she shouted out. Chef is a good friend. You know, feel free, please. And if you have to leave for a little bit, check somebody out that you don't know, go ahead. I like building the community. So let's see. What are some other things I was going to talk about on the vacation? Oh yeah. When I left North Carolina, I took the back roads up to West Virginia. I'm okay, Chef. As I said earlier this week, I had a nerve ablation done on my neck, and it seems to do well. I'm pretty much fully recovered from that. For those who do not know what a nerve ablation is, they burn the nerves. They do it in your back. They can do it in your neck. And what it does is it kills the nerve sensations for a while. So like I can do that where when it's hurting so much, I can just go like this. They put me out, Steph. So now they didn't used to. They used to just use local, but this time they put me out. Working on the big celebration of winners from the nomination around the end of April. Hope you will be in the top 4, Dan. Well, that would be nice. Okay, American Tours, that's fine. As I said, though, I do plan on spending 3 to 4 days in Duluth next year because that's where my brother lives. So that's free lodging. Ooh. Okay, I'll be praying for him, Jeff. And so anyhow, the trip, I went the back roads because the way they wanted me to go was around Washington, D.C. I was like, I'll take the back roads, even if it's longer, because I like to avoid Washington, D.C. like the plague. Hi, DL. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. National Parks Princess. Awesome lady. Great hiking videos. You know how I like the hiking videos. And elephant seals, and just, if you don't know National Park Princess, you need to know her. Great lady. So and it was a little bit of the and now I'm drawing a blank. Blue, all I can think of is Blue Line, but it's not Blue Line. Blue Ridge Highway, which is one of the scenic roads for oh, that's cool, Rushing Wind Mountain. So anyhow, it was just a short part of the Blue Ridge Highway. And the part that I went through was a forest fire. I was like, oh, people would probably think it'd be cool if I could get this on tape, but I'll be honest, I was just trying to get through. I was like, yeah, all the fire engines and what have you. That was, yeah, the Blue Ridge Parkway. Wait, is that in Tennessee too? Because when I went through the Tennessee, I was not on that. But actually, in Tennessee, I was on the main highway for most of it because I did that going down to um, Helen. So, and I did do some back roads in Tennessee, but it was not the Blue Ridge Highway because I went into Tennessee. Then I was in North Carolina for a while, and then I went into Georgia. And I tell you what, driving from North Carolina through the Appalachians up into West Virginia, and also driving in the Smokies in Tennessee, so reminded me of driving where I learned to drive in Altoona, Pennsylvania, which the Alleghenies are a part of the Appalachians, which is where I grew up in Altoona. And as I said, that was part of the Appalachians. So it was all hilly and windy. And the at parts we used to say that the roads were made from cow paths because they're so curvy and that they just followed the cows and made the road. Um, but that's there are things in DC that I might eventually go to see. I'm not going to say that I'm anti DC because there are a lot of things to see there. However, just to drive, I don't want to drive through DC. I have done that beltway going around or through or whatever you want to call it in DC. No, not my cup of tea for driving. I mean, I admit some of the driving was not the greatest. Yeah, it is. It's beautiful. As I said, I was only on part of it in Virginia, and the part I was, there was a forest fire going on, so I didn't really get to enjoy that part of the trip. What was nice was it was a beautiful day, so a lot of it I enjoyed. I just didn't enjoy going through a forest fire, which unfortunately a lot of times does happen in the Appalachians. So let's see. It says I have 14 people in here and only 13 thumbs. So whoever forgot to give me a thumb, give me a thumb. Yeah, I can remember. Scott Smith, how are you? It is good to see you. Okay, Scott. Yeah, you were tagged in the one on Tuesday. I even had a comment congratulating you on your hole in one, Scott. Scott is a hotel room guru. He gives the best tours, much better than mine. And some of the vacation vlogs are yet to come. Tuesday will be Helen. And then I have a couple room tours and a park tour with Carol. So there's more of those to come. And as I said, I try to get ahead and I'm trying to be very consistent. Whereas you will all know Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 o'clock, Dan is going to have something, be it a live, just a video drop in, a premiere, because when I like Good Friday, it'll just be a video dropping because I'll be at church on Good Friday. That's a nice thing I like, that I can schedule the videos even just to drop at the time. So you all, as I said, you all know I'm getting consistent, just so people know when I'm going to be. Yes, I got the Bojangles, and I even sang in there, huh, Carol? Said, Mr. Bojangles, play me a tune. And I don't. Armstrong Adventures, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. I might be wrong. I think this is one of the first live you've been able to get to of mine. So I really appreciate you stopping in. I swear, if only I had a brain. But I tell you what, though, for those of you in the South that have Bojangles, dang, they have good biscuits. And if you ever get to Helen, Georgia, the Hofbrauhaus, their German potato salad, it was as good as I remember my mother making. So I tell you what, awesome memory there, that German potato salad. Hello, Nathan. Thank you so much for coming. The NDT show. He does taste tests. He does vlogs. He had a spring vlog today. I don't have the bees in that yet. It's still too cold up here for them. And I just got to notice that the temperatures are to plummet, and it's 29 degrees now. Seriously? I don't need you plummeting any more. It's supposed to be spring coming. And what's horrible about it is yesterday we got up to like 66, 67 degrees. I was driving with my window down, didn't wear a coat. And today we had a high of 35. It's like, seriously, God, can we just have steady weather now? How did you two do all that in one day? Out to eat, went to park, talk at a house. Actually, the talking in the house was Sunday evening. I didn't stay long on Sunday, but I did stop there before I went to the motel. Monday, it's supposed to start getting better again. It's supposed to rain though all week next week. So what fun is that? It might be warm, but I'm not going out in the rain. Anyhow, so the going out to eat, the park, and we did talk at the house then too for a while, but that was Monday. That was the one day. So Super Dave, how are you? Sunny South Carolina. Quit bragging, Dave. Welcome in. It's been a while since I've seen you. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. At 38, you have the temperatures I have. Right now, I think it's 29. Let me check my phone here because the computer's telling me, yeah, I got 29 degrees here. You got up to 82 yesterday in Jersey. Wow. See, us Northerners, we get hit. How is your temperatures, Jeff and Tammy? Supposed to drop back in the 30s tonight for a couple nights. Oh, wow. and you're in Tennessee. Trying to remember what part. You're Eastern Tennessee, I think, aren't you? I, which is the part of Tennessee I drove through. Um, but I might be wrong. You might be in a different part of Tennessee. As I said, I think it's Eastern Tennessee you're in, Nathan. Um, I driving. What I drove through. Well, I drove through all three major cities in Ohio, the three biggest. Cleveland, I drove through in rush hour. Columbus, Ohio, was major thunderstorms. In Cincinnati, it was drizzling. It wasn't bad, but it's still that actually Cincinnati's the largest city in Ohio. Wow. See, we only got up into the higher 60s, Ray. And Ray and I are in the same state. So go figure about temperatures. Um, Hassan, thank you so much for coming in. It's good to see you. I believe Hassan is from Turkey, I think. I can get. Yeah, Florida, I'm sure it can. Well, I mean, the one day I was down there in Georgia, it hit 90. So I'm running the air conditioner. the day that I came home that night, it snowed. So I'm like, what the heck did I come back for? Hello, Crimson Skies. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Crimson Skies is a gamer. If you like watching games, see, as I said, right now I'm at 29. So there's a big difference between Northern Ohio and what I'd say you're Central Ohio, Ray. Is that what you'd call yourself? 105 in Arizona. Yeah, no, I don't want it that hot. I'll stay here, even though I was wondering why I came back. Exactly, Jenny D. Um, but let's see. I went through Ohio, of course, and Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. So I went through 9 states on the vacation. Hello, Mark, Corner Clubhouse Cobalt. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. So, as I said, going through 9 states, it was a lot of driving and that. And I always give my pastor and his wife moved from Michigan down here. And I give her a hard time about Michigan drivers because when we went up there in 2023, there were times where they scared the bejeebers out of me. And but I decided on this trip, there are jerk drivers in every state. As there were times where I was like, seriously. Well, it's good to have you back. Thank you so much for coming back. And as I was thinking too, I wish I could have stopped more places. Like I was kind of on a schedule to get to Helen at a certain time for the get to the spaghetti ice. If you all know Darren, he likes the spaghetti ice. And no, I did not eat that. I did spoil myself and had some chocolate ice cream there, which was good. But I'm not big on strawberry, so I didn't eat the spaghetti ice. Hello, Silver Assassin Metal Detecting. Thank you so much for coming in. Jenny, you might, I don't know if you know Silver Assassin metal detecting, but you might enjoy. Uh, what is this person doing? Okay. Hey, sorry, folks. It looked like a person was backing up into my front yard, which, granted, there's no flowers there yet, but it's a wildflower garden that Kathy worked hard making. And I am going to keep it going as well as I can. So the dude kind of, but he pulled into the yard, which I'm sure they're going to love too, but into their yard next door because the house next to me is a bed and not a bed and breakfast, Airbnb. So we get all kinds of the yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before? I don't remember now. I think it was the day before because it was pouring down rain yesterday. Yeah, but I don't have huge boulders, so but I mean, you can tell not to go into our yard. We You could use the rain. It's supposed to rain here all next week, Angela. Maybe I can ship some down south. Yeah, and as I said, I'm gonna try and keep the garden going, but the lady, and people knock at the door, and I always, if you had to give up cheese or chocolate for the rest of your life, which would you choose? Neither, but because actually I'm not supposed to eat either, but I haven't given either up, Jeff. Uh Probably, Steph. Yeah, maybe Ruby will get the rain. Can anybody remind me what I was talking about? Oh, the lady. She, I always think it's going to be somebody trying to sell me a roof because I swear I get so many of them people. Can't wait till you get up here, Jeff. At the lady knocks on the door, so I go around and I'm like, "Can I help you?" It was. She's like, "I'm staying in the Airbnb next door, and my kids hit their ball over the fence, and it's in your yard." And I'm like, go get it. I don't. It's like if they whether their ball or whatever comes over again, no problem. Just go back and get it. And she's like, "Oh, you don't care?" I'm like, "No, I don't care." You know, I like kids having fun. Hey, you know, I might look like an old crotchety guy, but I'm really not. And so, anyway, I'm gonna let her know there's jerks in every state. I'm like driving 90, 100 miles an hour, and especially in Tennessee. I was like, now this was on the main highway in Tennessee, but I'm like, these roads are way too curvy. Even the interstate was a curve and hilly, and I'm like, and they're cutting people off, and I was like, man, you're a numbskull. You need to slow down and not, and especially like most of Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina were 65 miles an hour, which uh, surprised me because I'm so used to the 70-mile an hour, except like in your cities like Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, it slows down. But yeah, and I mean, I'm going to admit, I I use my cruise control, and that's what I was gonna say. I use the cruise control, but usually it's set at 75 if the speed limit's 70, or 65 if, or rather 70 if it's 65. Yeah, well, I didn't have a choice to take back roads when I worked DL, so and I was on some back roads on this trip, like as I said, when from North Carolina up to Virginia, it was mostly the back roads, the 2-lane roads. I actually enjoyed it. And yeah, I could see that the trucks have a governor. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I wasn't on as much of a timeline going to West Virginia because that was just an overnight stay because I couldn't make it all the way home from Henderson, North Carolina. And I don't do toll roads, Steph. I I have a I have a budget, plus I just have a fundamental thing of paying for being on a road. That, they get taxes. Uh, there's yeah. I don't do toll roads. And as I said though, I had fun going the back roads up through Virginia and into West Virginia. And hey, you all got to see some of West Virginia in my vacation vlog, the beautiful mountains and but what was the best part of the vacation? Meeting people, I think. It was so fun meeting Angela and Carol. And I don't know if Scott is still in here, meeting Scott. I felt bad for Scott because he was the one that I kind of attached myself to. Well, in Helen, he was a good sport though. He helped me when in any way he could. So it was a generally good time. Getting out and meeting people, and and y'all might not believe this. Yeah. North Missouri Adventures, thank you so much for coming in. He has great nature videos. Awesome channel. If y'all don't know him, please go see him. Yeah, and that was on the way home from West Virginia. It was another really rainy day, which I was really disappointed about because y'all would have gotten to see at least the park, because it was Raccoon State Park in southern Pennsylvania. I drove by it, and that just has. I had a blast with you too. Yeah, well, Carol had to come home. Dave, hello. Thank you so much for coming in. Yoda's Blessed Life. Some awesome music on his channel. Praising the Lord. At Raccoon State Park, I so wanted to stop, but it was pouring rain, and I'm like, I can't walk in this, with the rollator trying to go through mud or whatever. It was not going to happen. Yes, I met Dave too, that's in here now. Another, as I said, meeting the people was awesome. Craig Ford, thank you, Craig, for coming in. I appreciate it. Good to see you. I'm not sure if you made a live to one of my lives or not, but Craig is a DoorDash, or no, it's not DoorDash. Craig delivers donuts and does live streams in the morning, and he's usually ending a bakery. He's usually ending his day, and I'm getting up. So he has some videos too that are awesome. He has a Starlink video which is very informational if you're wanting to learn about Starlink and maybe going to use it. But there, I really wish I could have stopped at Raccoon Lake State Park. As I said, it was just, the weather was too bad. But Kathy, Johnny Small Pepper, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Another awesome guy, a lot like me, an old crotchety man. No, he's not. He's great. Such a caring, awesome guy. He really does a lot and tries to promote the suicide hotline throughout the year, and just, I can't say enough good things about Johnny. As I was saying, Ryan, Kathy, and I used to go to Raccoon Lake State Park in PA, because it wasn't that far from where we lived, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours away. So we'd go camping there. Sometimes we'd just go to the beach. There you go, North Missouri Adventures. If you don't mind, do you want to let us know your actual name? If you want me to call you North Missouri Adventures, I'm fine with that too. I go with the flow of what others like. As I said, I like building the community. And if people don't know each other, say, hey, awesome people. And what's nice, and I want to thank the moderators, they do keep a good eye out for if we get any trolls or, anything that's not on the up and up. You can call me by your name. Most people know it. Okay. I probably missed where you said it is. Oh. Okay, Randy. I will try to remember. I make no guarantees, though. Sometimes when you've been around longer, that memory goes too. So, but that, as I said, I saw so many places. It's like, oh, especially as I said, Tennessee. I saw some stuff and I'm like, but I got to go get spaghetti ice. And I didn't stop. So well, then you'll understand, Randy, if I don't remember it. It really put the traveling bug in me, and I will do, like, I plan on going this summer at a point going out to Western Ohio. But in Western Ohio, I do believe I have some free lodging. Am I right, Jeff? I'll have free lodging, or will you charge me this time? And there's places where I can go. I can get, my kids gave me a membership for Christmas, and I can get into, and there's some places around here too, museums that I'll go to, but I can get in free. So I'll have to cook this time. Okay, I'll cook. And I'll cook when you come here too. That's something I was going to ask you. On Indian Hemlock's channel, one day he made lasagna soup. Now he made it with, I forget what he made it with, but I was going to make it with a mixture of ground venison and ground beef. Do you and Tammy think you would like that, or should I come up with something else for you guys? Yeah, I'll see how I do the cooking. I do the dishes. I clean the bathroom, sort of. Oh, that's cool, Steph. Sounds great. Okay, good. I just, as I said, so I'm going to wait to make that. Oh, cool, Dave. That'll be awesome. 56, yeah, 56K is nothing to sneeze at, that's for sure. So, and here comes my ask for help. Because I want to travel, but well, anyhow, if I can get monetized, I am stuck right now at 2,219 hours. For the past 3 days, it's been 2,219 hours. They changed the date, but the hours, as I said, so for 3 days now, I don't seem to be able to get over this hump here. And I know, like, a lot of you have been helping me. Dave, Jeff, and Tammy. They, Tuber Chat, thank you for coming in. I appreciate your coming in and joining. Tuber Chat is a great channel to get to know. He's better than me at helping grow the community. He's a community grower. And, you know, he does live streams. I've noticed, and Steph, and this is something with a couple people, I have a private channel that nobody knows about, and it has my name. So I don't write comments. I watch your videos, Steph, in the morning. I get on that channel first because that has a lot of the In Touch ministries I'm subscribed to on there, and which Charles Stanley, I don't know if any of you know Charles Stanley, started it. He is a pretty good preacher, but they do a devotional every morning. On Mondays and Thursdays, I listen to Sir Dank read scripture. For those who do not know, Sir Dank is me. I pull up the contemporary hymns. I listen to your stuff, Steph. But as I said, well, thank you, Hala. I appreciate that so much. I know a lot of you are helping me out, and I really appreciate it. I just, right now, yeah, well, and right now, Nosy B, I'm back to my travel videos. So I'm hoping that I might bring some of the people, though, you know, and I know that the food bank hauls and the taste tests are very popular. But amen, Steph. I don't mind doing them. No, Sir Dank is cool. And you probably have not heard this story, Kevin. So I'll tell you the background of Sir Dank. And it's long before that became a thing dealing with marijuana, which I had no idea it had anything to do with marijuana. I got informed, Jenny D kind of informed me of that. But when fourth grade, we had 3 Dans in our class. So I used to put on the tests or homework or whatever, Dan K. But it kind of went together. So the girls, some cute girls, started calling me Sir Dank. So that is one nickname that I've kind of kept around, is Sir Dank. I'm not sure if you're talking about me, Jeff, but this jam, I can't. I'm a Jamaican, but so that's the history of Sir Dank, Kevin. It has to do with cute girls from back in 4th grade, and Kathy was okay with me keeping that. You get called Sir Randy. Is that what you want me to call you? She was okay. She even called me that sometimes. Don't worry, be happy. Face the Ace, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Another great channel. Another animal lover. Treading. Yeah, Deb and Mike, thank you so much. I imagine it's probably Deb, but if it's Mike or if it's both of you, welcome in. Thank you so much. Another great hiking channel. They also have some Mexican city tours and love their channel. They are great. Hey, Deb, are you guys monetized? Should I be watching advertisements for you? Because I never saw like a thanks, which is my clue that the person's monetized. So I watch commercials. Otherwise, I skip it. But I know that I've learned that some people don't, they just put the AdSense on and then they complain they don't make money, which is not where you make the money. But anyhow, you are monetized. Okay, so I will start watching the commercials for you. You know, as I said, that thanks thing to me always is a clue. But if you don't have that set up, I don't know to watch ads. And yeah, and it also costs money, Jeff. Money I don't have. You know, and that was part of, if I get monetized, and also I have a buy me a quarter of a tank of gas. I think I put half a tank on the thing, but I set it up well before the price of gasoline right now. So if anybody wants to help out that way too, I appreciate it. Because as I said earlier, yesterday I had to go and Salvation Army helped pay so that my gas, my heating gas didn't get turned off. Thanks, Deb and Mike. Yeah, as I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be a playlist. If you go back and watch a few videos that you hadn't seen, it all helps me. You know, and I'm behind on a lot of other bills. Maybe I shouldn't have gone on the vacation. However, I needed that. There's also a thing that you have to deal with your mental health. You know, I'm doing good, Carol. So you definitely should travel. So and that's why, as I said, I'm trying to get monetized. I hate asking for help. I really do. It was hard to ask Salvation Army to help me. Okay, Dave. Um, I and there's people at the church that have helped me out lately. What I need to do is apply for Medicaid again and possibly food stamps. I know, Deb and Mike. And that was part of it with my dad too. And unfortunately, I inherited, which probably is not the best thing, is he would not ask for help. And I can't remember if it was the gas company or electric company. My dad's been passed since 2015. So this is going way back. But they called my wife. It was either the electric company or the gas company because my mom was having a conniption. Or maybe it was their aid. I can't remember. But one of the utility companies came and turned off the utility. And my mother was having a conniption. So I think it was their aide called my wife. And then my wife called the electric company or gas company. And we never know how long we will be here. So, well, yeah, it's true, Steph. We don't. Believe me, I know that. Last year, somebody went that nobody expected to be called home. But I'm happy she is home. They called my wife, so my wife was all upset, and she's talking to the electric company. Then she called me at work, and she never calls me at work. Well, she never called me at work unless it was an extreme emergency. So I answered, and she's all upset, and she's telling me they shut the utilities off. So, well, thank you, Steph. We, between my brother and I, we got it all fixed and paid it and what have you, and got their utility back on. And I think they did waive the reconnection fee for us because we didn't know that they were in that kind of shape, So I know. I wish they would have told us. And my brother and I went up there. They lived in Altoona. My dad would not move out of Altoona because I tried to move them up closer to me, but they weren't having it. My brother and I went there and we spent a weekend and got all their finances. And then I took over the finances. Dad wasn't happy about it, but I was like, and it was more of he didn't know, like I know where my bills are. I just can't pay them. And I pay my mortgage every month. I make sure I pay that because I want my house. And every other bill, I'm kind of like, oh, what can I do? Where can I, So, oh, yeah. And well, as I said, my dad wasn't happy, but my mom was very happy that I got everything sent here and I was taking care of it. Oh, thank you, Jenny D. It was, And I'm unfortunately, and I say it's the German in us. I got that stubborn, I can take care of myself. And I've asked, and the finances is, and I will admit, it's one of the areas that the devil knows how to push my buttons with that, because the Lord is my provider and I never starve. He's allowed me to keep the house. If I lose my car or whatever, it's not a big deal. I have a roof over my head, which Jeff is going to fix up for me. Right, Jeff? And yeah, so, I have the house. I have my, I have food, and I have so many people I can ask for help. I don't. But like with grocery shopping, I get a case of water, and I know you can all yell at me, but it ain't gonna stop. A case of pop a month. And I found I can, I still have some muscles, but I can pick the stuff up, but it hurts my back. And walking and what have you for a period of time in the grocery store, picking up the stuff, it got too much for me, and I get home and I would be sick to the stomach. Talked to the doctor. He said, yes, it can very well be the pain that's causing you to throw up, because it's been was going on for like over a year that was happening to me, and we didn't know why. And I actually lost a lot of weight. Yeah, and as I said, I'm gonna, I don't eat all that much, So anyhow, I am going to apply for the Medicare and the food stamps, because then that will. I hope so, Jenny. Because as I said, I can really use some help, because everything that I would use that money for, people, oh, it only goes to this channel. Well, depending on how, I actually got a box of cereal for free at the food bank today, Steph, which was nice, because lately the choices they've had have been pretty horrible. But this week I got some Cheerios, so that's good. But the way I'm looking at it is it's going to go to the channel. If I pay my electric bill, my computer will stay charged. I can get it. If I pay the internet bill, I have to have the internet to get on YouTube. Gasoline, that helps me go places that I can tape and bring you guys on the tours. And I have fun. And I know a lot of you saw the miniature golf video. I was having a good time with that. Okay, Carol. Yes, we'll talk. You have a great night now. Don't overdo it. Get some sleep. Um, I, it all goes in a way to the channel. So, because I have fun. I love talking to you guys. I might do a pop up in April. I will do my Friday live stream at the end of the month, but you might get a pop up in the middle of the month, or in the beginning of the month. Probably in the beginning of the month. And if I don't get many people on, that's fine too, because the day I have planned on doing it, a lot of you hopefully will be busy. So, and we've went over the hour now. Yeah, well, and Beans color with me. Thank you so much. What a talented lady. I tell you what. She colors and it's coloring books, but they're hard. Um yeah, and they're exhausting too at times. The live streams, Nathan. I like when I'm done here, I probably will turn the computer off and rerun this live stream on the television so that I can get the. Okay, Steph, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Demi, how are you? Photos Against Anxiety. It is awesome to see you. I'm glad you got in for a little bit. As I said, I just, you know, it's it's hard, and that's why I don't get around to all of you wonderful people as much as I'd like. I just I get tired. I do the 6 o'clock live stream because it seems like most of the people that support me. Thank you, Demi. You like the cowboy hat? I got this on vacation, so um, oh, that was something I was talking about. Was the miniature golf? That was a lot of fun. It took the heck. Got by the end, and by the time I got back to the hotel room, because it was within walking distance of the hotel, the miniature golf course, I had to lay down. I had it. Oh, that's what I was talking about too. Was I asked my son to bring me shopping once a month, heavy shopping. If I have to go and pick up, you know, a quart of milk or whatever, I can do that. That's no big problem. So, and my son, he was like, "Yeah, I can do that, Dad. No issue." He's I can live my life when they're not around. When they're around, I tell you what, sometimes it's like I can do this. Let me. It's like, look, I'm not that. Yes, I have issues, and I got to be careful. I got to ask for help when I need it. As I said, it's hard to do for me. I very independent, but I with the I watched that miniature golf. High Plains Camper, hello. This is the first time you've been in. Donnie, Barton's RVing, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming in. Uh, please get to know Photos Against Anxiety. Gotta love her dogs. I love Donnie's dog too. High Plains Camper, great channel. As I said, if you don't know each other, go around, check each other out. Yes, you caught my live, at least some of it. Um, the hat, Donnie, is not for the Texans. That actually I bought in Georgia because I was headed over to North Carolina to go to a barbecue restaurant. Gene, hello. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Yellow Shirt Dad does quite a few lives along the beach in Virginia. Great, great guy, great channel. Uh, yeah, see, Jenny, that's not me. I, you know, I know people like when I do the food bank hauls and the taste tests, and I really would rather be doing travel videos. It handicap traveler. You know, that was, and Kathy, we really loved going out to the parks. Granted, I don't do the parks as much anymore because a lot of them I can't do. Like, I don't know if they're still in here or not, but some of those trails that Trekking with Deb and Mike go on, there's no way I could do that. Some of the trails they're on. But I enjoy watching them. You know, I can do it vicariously. National Park Princess, too. Some of the trails that she goes on, I cannot do. So, as I said, I live vicariously through you all on YouTube that can do it. And I know, Donnie, and I don't know how you can do it. Of course, you keep yours shorter. I'm already going on an hour and 16 minutes here, which I had been trying to keep them at an hour, but when you all get me talking, I can never shut up. You're probably glad when I end it. Like, oh man, I didn't think that guy would ever shut up. But anyhow, I want to talk about the smile. When I was watching miniature golf, I got this smile, and I was like, well, thank you, Jenny. Yeah, it is. The chats are what keep you going. I know. I cannot. As I said, I might do a pop up, so you might get 2 lives this month, but it's hard. Yeah, 22 people watching, and I don't know. I appreciate you all coming in and watching. I don't think I'm that interesting, to be honest, but you know. But when I saw my smile, I was like, Because Kathy told me that was one of when she actually really fell in love with me. She goes, you came in with those sunglasses on, a leather jacket. You looked at me and gave me that smile. And she said, I knew I wanted, she goes, I knew this was it, that you were the guy for me. Thanks, Gene. Yeah, and I know. And I thought your lives were great too, DL. Oh, thank you for coming in and giving me an extra thumbs up there, Nathan. ND collects wrestling and VHS and more. I love his second channel. His first channel was NDT show. He gets a lot of cool videos, does some things. I don't know how you know. You must really be in tune to the entertainment news because you're doing the rest in pieces, and I'm like, I haven't even heard about their death, though. I admit, I don't follow the news all that much. Shorts get you subscribers, not so much. Yeah, he does, Jeff. I agree. The shorts are more to get subscribers than the hours. And sure, it'd be nice to get more subscribers, but I have 1650 right now or 1649. So right now it's the watch hours so I can get monetized. Okay, Nathan. I understand. And as I said, I don't really watch news period anymore. I'll look at the headlines and then do my own research. Not that I don't believe everything I hear on the internet, but yeah, that's what I plan on, DL. Yeah, and I know that Ruby about the shorts. So you don't get all that many shorts from me. And to be honest, I hate making shorts. I like bringing things where people may not be able to see the area. Because, like DL, when I get down to the lake, I know she loves seeing Lake Erie. And I have a bunch of those coming up. Tuesday will be the last of the long vacation videos. Then there's some hotel room tours and a short park video coming. So those will be on. Yeah, well, and as I said, a lot of times it educates me that a person died that I didn't hear about. And I don't see all the notifications. I get so many notifications that a lot of them get lost. So a lot of how I watch videos is if you comment, I comment back and go and watch a video. And right now, I'm responding to comments from 7 months ago. So, and I do go and watch some of the newer videos on people. Like Donnie's live stream today came up under, you know, how they have two that I forget what they call it, but main or whatever. There's two that might not necessarily be new, 15, 20, 25 minutes. That's how I saw Donnie was live today. So I hopped on it. And that's awesome, Donnie. So I popped on, anyhow, I think well, and that's everybody's choice. There's times where if it's something that I'm going to enjoy, I will watch it, the whole video. Like Ruby's. I've played hers for 2 hours or longer because they help me get to sleep. And don't try to get caught up. American Tours, I gave up on trying to catch up with everybody. Everybody understands, especially like when you've been on here for 3.5 years, maybe a little longer. It'll be 4 years. Is it June or July? I'll be on here 4 years. Yoda keeps me on track. Yeah, if I don't think I'm going to enjoy it, I don't. The majority of the videos I do watch, but as I said, Ruby's and Sunny Side Up earlier, she was in here. Their videos are longer, but they're very soothing and relaxing. And there's times I need that because I just can't sleep, and I need sleep. And then what happens is I'm sleeping when I don't want to. Yeah, it's too hard to try and keep up with everybody. And I know I understand if you don't get to mine, I'm not hurt. And right now I'm saying, hey, please watch some videos, help me, but that's different. And well, Jenny, I like your videos. Mostly because I like you. And how are the guinea pigs? Yeah, you've been on your craft kick, so I haven't seen the guinea pigs. And I know, Ruby. And well, you know me, I got a kind heart. Even if you only watch half of it, I'm going to probably watch you in full. As I said, and I was saying, I like to go places that might teach people things. Ohio Cat, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Ohio Cat, she has some great tours, towns, camping. Slim Cat and me, hello. I haven't seen you in so long. Have you made any videos recently? Because I have not seen any notifications. And if you have, let me know, because we all know how sometimes we get unsubscribed from people. And, but as I was saying, I like going places. I like learning. So I like to share what I'm learning. Like that Whitehall Historical Center. I had heard of Senator Henry Clay, never heard of Cassius Clay. And I just found that so interesting. Do I agree with it? No, but the fact that they put the kitchens outside the house. Belt Loop, Gary, how are you? So glad to have you in here. Gary, wonderful, wonderful people. Imagine you're probably at work popping in. So I appreciate it. I appreciate any time you can give me. There goes that brain again. Oh, that they put the kitchens outside in the South. And part of that was to keep the slaves separate from I personally think that's horrible, that separation. And, but hey, that's how it was in those days. Oh, sounds good. Not sure what Kupai Mayo is, but the rest of it sounds really good, Slim Cat. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I covered everything that I was going to cover. Yep. So remember all, if you need to use a cane, a rollator, wheelchair, whatever it might be to make your life, make you able to live your life to the fullest. No, Titus from Japan, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. I have not had any problems with that, Demi, but I know that YouTube has been having troubles uploading videos and getting stuck. So I don't know. Maybe there's something with streaming them now. So, Gary said that he knows they're having troubles. I saw George McCormick. Thank you so much. Semper Fi. Thank you so much for coming in and joining. I appreciate it. And 26 people, 36 thumbs. Oh, thank you so much. So I'm going to start repeating myself. Whether you need a walker, cane, rollator, whatever type of assistive device you need to live your life to its fullest. It's not making it so magic. Fabric Magician, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you. It is not making you handicapped. It's making you handy capable. Thank you all so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate first time coming in. I hope you hit the subscribe button, George, so you can see when I put videos out or have another live. And I hope to see you again. Thank you so much. I think this was the first time that So Magic has been able to get in here. So have a great evening. God bless you all. See you next time.